How's it going, everybody? Thank you for checking my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's going to be a especially fun video because we're going to go over something that I haven't done in quite a while, which is we're going to be crafting some gloves. No, I don't need this glove. And I'm not even right-handed. Sorry about that. But like I was saying, today we're going to be crafting some blood gloves. Oh, hell no, you do not give me this. I don't even care if you got to quit it. Do not drag me into that. Today we're going to be crafting some blood gloves in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Anybody else want to try test me?
Nope.
We're going to talk about all the ins and outs of blood gloves as far as the stats you'd be looking for on these gloves, the item level that you'd need to be able to actually start gambling if you're going to go that route of being able to get the gloves, and then to be able to craft and much more. And we're going to try to see if we can get some really nice blood gloves because I already actually have really nice sets for my Javazon and then for my Frenzy Barb and my Zealot. But we're going to see if we can actually get a really nice set for a martial artson in case I end up actually making her down the line, as well as a Boazon, even though obviously people's choice is going to be to make hit power gloves for her. But we're going to see if maybe we can get a good set to be able to roll for her. But with that said, let's get into the video. What makes blood gloves so special? When crafting blood gloves, you always have the guarantee to have between 5 to 10% chance of crushing blow, between 1 to 3% life stolen per hit, and between 10 to 20 to life. However, those aren't the only things that can actually roll on the gloves. You can get a lot of additional stats to be able to make them even more valuable to your build, such as +2 to skills for a Javazon, Boazon, or even a martial artson, and up to 20 IAS, as well as resistances, strength, mana leech, or even being able to increase your life leech to 6% if lucky, to name a few. However, there are also those stats or mods, whatever you want to call them, that could potentially spawn in the gloves and ruin the value of them for your builds, such as reduced poison length, charges to skills that are not useful for your build, half freeze duration, or a chance to cast such as a low-level charge bolt that seems to be the most common chance to cast on these gloves. A really nicely rolled pair of blood gloves could be a great alternative to use, comparatively speaking to the more commonly used set unique options that you see on most builds. And with how cheap it is to actually craft blood gloves, you could get something really useful for very little effort if you're lucky. Some of my builds, including my Frenzy Barb, my Zealot, and my Javazon, have all benefited from using a pair of blood gloves at one point or another. Even my Javazon to this day is still using a pair. But despite the fact that they can actually roll with +2 to bow and crossbow skills, most players would prefer to use hit power gloves by comparison because they have knockback on it. But if you find another source of knockback, such as using Giant Skull, you can actually get a really nice pair of blood gloves for your Boazon. How do you craft blood gloves? The recipe is a magic blue set of heavy gloves, sharkskin gloves, or vampire bone gloves. The differences are in if you really care about your defense on them. Otherwise, with all of them at or surpassing the required level to find and craft them, the same stats or mods will be able to roll on any of these three mentioned types of gloves. If you're wanting to go the route of having them drop when it comes to killing enemies, you could do so by just going through a normal playthrough of Hell difficulty. However, unfortunately, you're still not able to actually see the item levels of the gloves, so my best advice would be to go to all the level 85 areas because then at least would be guaranteed to be level 85, or to go to the LK super chest since they seem to pop out of them quite frequently. However, the most common way that players go about getting the gloves to be able to craft into blood gloves is gambling. And this is where it's really important to be able to understand the difference in character level and item level, so that way you'll be able to gamble gloves that would have the potential to have the most amount of lines of stats or mods, whatever you want to call them, when it comes to crafting. The item levels need to be able to potentially roll with the most amount of mods or stats, again, whatever you want to call them, on the blood gloves is going to be item level 71. Which means that your character level needs to be 76 or higher, so that way it fits within the +4 to -5 range to be able to have the potential to roll with not only the most amount of mods or stats on the gloves, but the best mods or stats that you can actually get. However, for those of you that want to know more about the specifics about precise gambling character levels versus crafting character levels, and aren't doing as I'm doing by gambling and crafting with my character level 90 sorceress and just hoping for the best, there is a specific method to reduce the chance of the more unfavorable mods or stats, such as the unwanted charges to spawn, as you would need to gamble at the right level for the right mods and stats, but still low enough to be able to avoid the unfavorable ones, and want a very thorough guide to be able to read through. I have links down in the description below for you to check out. The rest of the recipe is going to include a Nephroom, a Perfect Ruby, and a Jewel. Any jewel for that matter. So that way if you end up finding any of the junk ones when it comes to a normal playthrough or just farming in general, you can use them for a recipe like this. You're going to put them all into the heart of the cube, and then you're going to hit transmute to hopefully get a really nice pair of blood gloves. From here, we're going to go ahead and check out what I was able to get from crafting 50 different pairs of blood gloves. And hopefully with all these crafts, I get at least one really nice one to be able to put on my characters. So let's go ahead and check it out. And that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're able to see if crafting blood gloves in Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to be beneficial for you for any of the builds that you play. If anything, we're able to have fun when it comes to learning the process of being able to craft blood gloves, to be able to understand what could actually potentially roll to make them super GG. And if anything, just enjoy the video. If you like this kind of content, want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes out.
Come on. Come on. Come on, then. There you are. There you are.
And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like. It really is appreciated to be able to help my channel to grow. And if you want to watch more of my Diablo 2 Resurrected content, there's going to be a card in the corner up above for you guys to go check out. There's already a lot of content in the playlist that you'll see, with a lot more coming in the very near future. Other than that, hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.